Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Ash, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Ash Knows Travel, where we go over everything travel. And today, we are going to be going over inquiry to income. We're going to talk about the travel agent blueprint. Okay, if you've been following my previous trainings, we've been building up to this. We first talked about the content, then we talked about how to get the clients, and then we talked about how to send the quotes, right? Every little aspect of this has been broken down. So tonight we are going to put it all together. So we're going to turn that interest into income tonight. All right. We're going to get the 5 phase blueprint. Now, if you're watching this, feel free to screenshot some of it because I'm going to be going through it and it's really good stuff. And you probably won't remember it, but that's okay. All right. So feel free to screenshot any of this. Feel free to take notes. If you're new here, this is going to teach you the booking process. That's exactly what this is tonight. So let's go ahead and get started. I have to learn this new little system. All right. So, oh, hi, David. David's new. Welcome. So let's talk about the first part of it, right? When we first start the booking process, where do the inquiries start? I highly, highly recommend starting at all angles. Okay. You can, do have an online presence. You can have lead magnets like funnels, free guides, checklist, quizzes. A lot of people like these. I do a lot of subscribe to my newsletter or something like that, and then get a free checklist, or subscribe and just join my program of travel. I don't know. You can have a travel program, like make like a VIP club and you just push deals and make a Facebook group. And in order for them to join the Facebook group, they have to sign up and then you can give them a free guide. And then you get their email. And then what do you do with that email? Just put it in the newsletter, right? There's a lot of different angles that you can take them. And I don't expect, especially if you're new, to do all at one time, but don't just think ever that there's only one way to market. There's all different angles that we can hit for marketing. So we've got online present, we've got lead magnets, we have print collateral that we can get from our vendors and give it out in public. A lot of our business in general comes from word of mouth. So referrals, offer incentives like, hey, book a trip, get a trip if we have vouchers, something like that in general, right? Email and text, and then regular updates, post travel deals. There's just several different avenues that we can take with this. So this is the first part, all right? In this instance, we now have inquiries coming in. Things are going great. What do we do with these inquiries? Because this is the part that nobody talks about. But if we were to be honest, and if you've been here for years, this is the part that travel advisors, excuse my French, but we suck at it. We do. When we get inquiries, we get nervous, right? And that's what we're supposed to do, but it's nerve-wracking. And a lot of the times, travel advisors, they shut down. So today, we're going to talk about that shutdown and how to avoid it. Because the number one issue I've ever heard about a travel advisor is that they stopped responding or they didn't respond fast enough. And that's what loses 90% of the interest from the people that are inquiring. So we're going to talk about that. We've already talked about in the past about what to do when they say, no, I found it somewhere cheaper, right? So we're going to talk about the beginning process today. So let's talk more. So why does this training matter? Guys, it's an opportunity. Every potential booking is an opportunity. Even if they're like, oh, I don't know, there's still a way to make it into a booking, right? And learning that process is going to help you with the conversion and build your confidence. So here is the 5 phase blueprint that I'm talking about tonight. We're going to talk about responding fast. I'm going to give you guys the tips and tricks on how to respond, how to qualify the client. We're going to go over it briefly, sending the quote, following up, and then securing the booking. I'm also going to give you guys tips and tricks to make sure that this is a seamless process and when you're doing the booking to the end, okay? So phase 1, responding fast. Guys, if you get an inquiry, you need to have it set up so you get notified. I used to do Google Forms and it used to suck at notifying me. And I missed out on so many inquiries because I didn't have my ducks in a row. So you need to have a system that as soon as they send you an inquiry, you can respond. I have Jotform. Jotform is an app that is on my phone that works on the computer that works everywhere else I go. And as soon as I get an inquiry, I get a notification sent to my phone. Hey, here it is. I immediately, with a 1 hour max, don't go more than without a day, I immediately go in and just text them. Um, yeah, getting your ducks in a row. That's great. So immediately I go in within an hour, I try to text them. And it's just a simple, hey, Kelsey, I got your inquiry. Thank you so much. I look forward to working with you. I should have your quote within whatever time frame. I suggest not going any further than 72 hours out. But if you are new, you need to give yourself time to one, figure it out. Okay. Two, you might need to ask your mentor and they might need a little bit of time too. So do not ever put yourself in a position where you know you cannot deliver a great quote. Your client will wait as long as you're in contact with them. They don't mind waiting a little bit to get that great quote. Don't force yourself into something. Um, hold on, Aaron. Aaron, you're asking really great questions. I actually have a whole section for this, and then I'll answer you, okay? It's like on a couple slides down. But yes, those are great questions. So when you get those inquiries, have a ready-made template or ask ChatGPT. This is what I've gotten. Tell me how to respond. Okay, you can be quick, professional, send it right out. And then, of course, make sure you guys show a lot of excitement. A lot of excitement. No, like, okay, thanks for that. Like, hey, thank you so much for reaching out to me. I am so excited to get started working with you. I'll have your quote by then. Thanks again. Travel with Ash. That's what I put normally. Something like that. Okay. That's the first one. Then what do we do after that? We're going to start qualifying our client and making sure that's exactly what we can. A lot of the times, what we don't do as travel advisors is we qualify the client with the form, but we actually need to qualify the client for ourselves. Are they going to be someone that we are going to be great working with? Is this going to be something that I can do? And it's okay if you can't do it. That doesn't mean you're any less of a travel advisor. Some things are just not doable. I'm going to give you an example. A family of four wants to go to Disney with a $1,500 budget. Can we do that? Probably not. Absolutely not. That's just one day at Disney, especially for a family of four. So we need to stop before we even jump into a quote and sit there and think, is this actually like a legit thing that we can do? So how do we look at that? Look at the budget. Look at where they want to go. Look at the dates. Especially if they're flexible, that's great. Okay. But if they're trying to book on a holiday weekend, we need to have holiday money, right? Another thing to consider is the travel style. Are these people asking you for an ocean suite, but they only have a double bed budget? You guys get where I'm going with this? Okay. Make sure you're qualifying that client for yourself. Another thing that Charles Lee always used to say, and I'm not going to probably say it correctly, but I've attended so many of his trainings. I absolutely adore Charles Lee. But he goes into something that says, advertise for the commission that you want to make. It's something like that. I don't know how he says it exactly, but it's so true. Okay. If you are booking trips that are cheap, that are low price, expect low commission. So when I look at qualifying a client, I look at one of my factors is, am I going to actually make money off of this? Is this something that's going to be worth my time? And if it's not, I'm going to adjust the quote to that person to understand, okay, I can definitely help you with that, but is this an option or is this possible? Like you need to reconsider everything that goes into it. And if it's just something that's going to take you 10 minutes, then only spend 10 minutes on it. Do not try to spend more time than what you're getting paid in commission. Can we all agree on that? Because a lot of us, when we're new, we do this. We spiral. I remember when I first started, my brother sent me on an 8-hour Disney spiral because he wanted to book a trip through me. And I was like, listen, I'm not, after about the third or fourth hour, I was like, do you have money? And he was like, oh, I mean, I can get it. I'm like, man, right? And it all came from qualifying. I just had to qualify my brother. That man ain't got no money. Why are we planning trips? I'm not a price checker, right? We're not price checkers here. That's Expedia. So I know. So just always consider that when you're qualifying, not just the client, but for yourself. Is it worth it for you? Right? So bonus, my favorite questions I like to ask in my inquiry form, because somebody was asking me that. Let me go to that question. It was about what was the inquiry form called? So I used Jot form. It's JOT form. It's free service, Jot form. So in here, I add a bunch of questions, and I can do a training later on my Jot form if you guys want. I do a very well, actually, I think I have one already. I'll try and see if I don't have one. I'll do one. But on top of my regular Jot form questions, these are the bonus ones I like to ask that kind of help me with qualifying. So, are you ready to secure your trip with a deposit once we find your perfect match? If they say yes, deposit ready, I spend more time on it. If they say no, that means to me they don't have money. So, I will send you a quote because that's our job, but I'm not going to keep price adjusting unless I know for a fact that you're ready to put a deposit down, right? The purpose of the trip. This has a lot of weight on whether a person is going to book or not. If they are traveling for a specific reason, that tells me something. They're going to travel regardless, whether they book it through me or whether they're booking it through themselves. So this gives me an advantage to just go in there and wow them, put it together, right? I don't have to price do any of that because I know they're going to book it because they're going to go. So I ask this. And then what I do is I tailor my quotes. We just did this week on Canva, right? I tailor the quotes based off of what they're going for. And that gives me a personal touch that other advisors or Expedia don't offer. Another thing, room choice. This tells me their budget without telling me their budget. I know I asked for a budget, of course, but if you're trying to book a balcony room, then I know what I'm looking for, right? If you're trying to go in a standard room, then I know you're just trying to go on a trip. For example, like a cruise. If it's your first cruise, you want an interior room, but I understand. Now, if you're your second, third, I already know where I'm going with this, right? Last thing, what are the travel services that you need? And then I add them all in a list that they can check. Everything that I offer as a travel advisor is listed underneath this question. And I let them check each one because a lot of us think, well, we just put cruise. Okay, but there's a lot of parts that go into a cruise. They might need a flight to get there. They might need a hotel the night before. They might need a transfer, right? They might return back and then stay in Miami for a week. And we wouldn't know that unless we put those extra parts in there. Okay. So those are just some of my little extra qualifying things that really help me set myself apart from every other travel advisor out there. So after that, we get all the qualifications. I make sure this is exactly what they're looking for. And then what do? We make that visioning appeal, right? I always call them vision quotes. We use Canva, Travelify, Traveljoy, I don't care what you use, but make a winning quote, okay? Always give them at least 2 to 3 options. Even if they give you a specific, I want to go on Royal Caribbean. Okay, fine. Give them 2 different dates, right? And then when you're going through your winning quote, make sure you highlight every big perk about it. I mean, make it a big deal. I'm giving you $25 onboard credit. Boom. Because that's what they're looking for. They're not looking at all those fancy details that you write in there. They're looking at 2 things, the price, and then they're going to look at all of the perks that come with the price. Okay. So always keep in mind what we see as a value in a trip is not what the client first sees in the value. It's our job to show them the value of the trip. Next, personalize it. I don't always put their names. Sometimes I do. If it's a group, though, which I book more like multiple people instead of just one person, I'll just kind of match the vibe. So, like, if it's a birthday, I'll do like I did the Venture Ahoy, right? Or girls' trip. Like, I try to personalize it in a sense that it's tailored to just them because that. Hold on, I've been talking. Live streaming 3 times a day, guys, is not for the weak. Hold on. Okay. So what I like to do is kind of make it to where personalized travel is a thing. That's what people are doing in 2025. If you look up the travel trends for the next year, is personalized travel. And this is where we get to come in because Expedia doesn't personalize their travel, right? So you guys can really have an opportunity to change the travel game just by a quote. Now, what to include in your quote? Client details, purpose of trip, per person, cabin pricing, especially if you're doing more than one person. It needs to be broken down per person. Do not put the total cabin unless it's just everybody's going in one cabin. Okay. Dates and exclusions, and then limited time notes. I always put in there, this is about to sell out. This is close to selling out. There might not be that many cabins left. The price is going to change. This is a flash deal. Okay. All of that. And then booking link if it's available or a clear call to action. On my cruise quotes, I'll be like, in order to reserve this, all I need is name and date of birth. You can pay your deposit on this date. That's a great way to close a cruise because they will know, oh, let's go ahead and hold it so I know I can get this payment date. That's what they like. So give them that clear call to action because think about it like on social media. When you post like a beautiful photo of a resort, what do you want them to do with that resort? They don't know what to do with it. It's the same thing with the quote. Okay, you're giving them a quote. What do you want them to do with the quote? I want you to book it. So you need to give them directions for that. Now, we are in phase 4. Okay. Follow up like a pro. Oof, this is the biggest part. This is the biggest part that a lot of people miss out on. You guys lose clients all the time because you don't follow up. Now, I get asked all the time, how do you follow up? What do you follow up with? How do you say? So I wrote it down for you. I finally put it down in a trading so people could stop asking me. This is what I do for quotes. And I got real life examples that I'm going to show you guys how it works. Okay. So first, I do a 24-hour check-in. After I send them the initial quote, within 24 hours, I ask them, do you have any questions? Hey, so I got that quote sent out to you. Is there anything I can adjust or maybe take a look at? Is there anything that like piques your interest, right? If I don't hear anything, which it's very rare I don't, but if I don't hear anything by day 3, I'm sending them a reminder. By the way, this is selling out. I don't know how much longer it's going to last. Is there a way we can go ahead and reserve it now? Something like that, right? And then if I don't hear anything after that, about 4 or 5 days, I do what I call a final call. This is what I say. Hey, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to provide you with an amazing quote. I'm going to go ahead and close it out unless there's anything else I can help you with. What does that tell them? I'm done working with you. You didn't do anything. Bye, right? Because we can turn down clients just as much as they can turn down us. So, no, you're not rejecting me, right? You see how confident I am there? You're not rejecting me. I'm rejecting you. Bye, right? No, I'm just kidding. But no, it's serious like that. Like, okay, fine. Like, and that means I'm done quoting you. All right, have a great day. Now, the reason why I do this, I'm not nasty about it or anything, but they need to know that I'm not going to waste my time just as much as they're not going to waste my time, right? So this sets a sort of, okay, is there anything else I can help you with? Let me know if there's any questions. And it actually works because then they're like, oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, I've been so busy. Because that's what happens 90% of the time. It's not that they don't want to book with you. It's not that they're not trying to book at all. It's because they're busy. Life is busy. And then when you're booking travel, how long does it actually sit down for you to really think about what you're booking? It takes time. So if a person isn't like following up with you directly, it's probably nothing you're doing. They're just busy. Okay. So that's what this process is for. A follow up, a reminder, and then a final, like, hey, are we doing this? Is there anything I can help you with? Was there anything that you had questions about? Just something like that to kind of get them like a final hooah. Okay. So, what to say in your follow up? I already kind of told you guys like this. The deal's filling fast. Want me to hold a spot? Would you like for me to give you more options or adjust the quote? Especially if they're deposit ready, I will offer that. Let's lock in before the price changes. Because a lot of the times, I had this happen to me the other day. I was doing a group cruise on Carnival, and the deposit was great. It was $250, and then when I went back to it later on, like 2 days later after they liked the quote, it went up to $500, and there was nothing I could do about it. But like I say, all quotes have I just wanted you to know this price might change in it every time you put a quote out because that's what can happen. And that's my fallback. I have no control over a deposit, right? So, number 5, let's just say the follow up went great in this instance because we we don't want to just assume it didn't. Okay, in this phase 5, it went great. So we're going to secure the booking. How do we secure the booking? We need to make them feel as comfortable, and this is an easy process. Let's just get it done and taken care of. So, easy booking. If they have links to book, obviously share the links to book, right? If it's not and you have to call, do the call, set up the booking process, send out your credit card authorization form before. I just posted a really great training with Rabbit Sign. I used to use Jotform, but I switched last minute. So I use Rabbit Sign now, and Rabbit Sign is compliant and everything else, HIPAA, everything in the process. Oh, please don't draw on my screen. Hold on. Um, so there we go. So basically, I went in and I'll send it to them. I don't put the confirmation number on there. I do put the total of the price and everything, and I get that part signed. As soon as I get that part signed, then I call, immediately do the booking. Or sometimes it's on the phone. I'm just like, hey, I sent you this. Can you sign it for me? It's an off form. Absolutely. Sign. Done. Move on to the next part, right? So that's one way to secure the booking. Oh, rapid. No, it's literally like a rabbit, right? It's on my YouTube channel. I'll post it at the end, David. It's called Rabbit Sign. It's free, completely free. It's amazing. I absolutely adore it. And you can create your little authorization template straight from Archer Travel's file. And then it's an automatic template that you go in and edit, sign out to your client, they sign it, send it back. It makes life easy. Okay. So that's what I do. That's automatically I'm securing the booking because they sign the auth form. So that's like a number one. Another thing that I'd like to do as a travel advisor, we don't talk about this enough. That travel insurance, it's just not for them, it's for you too. Let's talk about that real quick. That travel insurance insures one thing for me. You're going to book again. Even if you cancel your trip, you're still booking again, right? And I've done this. I've done it in the past where I had a girl, I knew she was going to flake on me. And she did. She did the booking and then she canceled it right before it was due, the final payment. And she canceled it and got $700 back in travel credit. Guess who she has to book that through? Me. So I'm going to get the booking regardless, right? That's what that does. Now, lastly, after you do the booking, of course, send them a celebrate message. Make sure you send the confirmations and then make sure you set them up. If there's an app, like it's a cruise, set them up with the cruise app so they can get started with that app. Or if it's a booking, make sure they got all their details so they can check in early. If it's with Hyatt, they can log into the Hyatt app, things like that. Okay. And of course, I like to send a welcome email. And sometimes I put tips and tricks. If it's like a cruise, I have blogs that are already made, making sure your trips are the most successful, a welcome or something like that. Really, like this is your opportunity to really wow your clients. I used to have a lady back in the day. She's really famous on TikTok and she's still my friend from like way back in the day. She never booked with me before for a long time. And then she gave me a shot. And I was like, man, y'all know how that is, right? When you finally get that shot, you're like, man, this is the time. I got to go all out. I wowed her so amazingly with my Canva presentation that she didn't even care about the price. She was like, this was really well put together. I was not expecting that. And it was just a Canva quote that I recopied from a long time ago. So you guys have the availability to do that with them because they're not used to seeing this. They're used to Expedia. That's all they see. So when we go in there and put all that work, they respect that and they value that. And that's when those bookings really, really start happening. So now, deliver a VIP experience. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Show them the appreciation. Show them that you actually care about their booking. Okay. And then, of course, if you guys can kind of do some future incentives, book a trip, get a trip, those help a lot. The packing list, exactly what I just said, countdown graphic, anything. That's just make them feel like, wow, she really is taking care of me. And that's what gets you guys referrals. That's what wows the clients, right? Not just a, hey, I sent a quote, go check that out. You want to book it? Great. No, they need more than that. They can do that on Expedia. That's not what we're here for, right? So let's talk about the power of a follow-up. A lot of people, um, a lot of people don't follow up. And I think we need to change that. Be confident in your follow up. Be confident in the prices that you give. Be confident that you did the best that you could. Those follow ups, look, most bookings happen after multiple contacts. It is normal for somebody to get a quote and look at it and then not respond for a couple of days. If you've had that happen and you're in the limbo, you're not alone. It happens because people book trips. It's a big deal to someone. They're investing thousands of dollars to go somewhere. So it's okay for them to take time. It's okay for them to think about it. Be the client for a minute, right? And it has nothing to do with not booking with you. They're just trying to make sure they get the best deal. And when we have that understanding, it gets easier because we're okay, here's your quote, here's the follow-up, close out, next, whoever I need to go. There's always bookings that are going to come. We just need to realize which ones are worth our time. Okay. So over time, it gets easier to do that follow up because you're confident in it. Okay. So here's some tools, guys, that I wanted to provide to you to make it easier. I go over all of these tools naturally, except the ones that are added, like the Trello and the Notion. I offer those as opportunities because a lot of people like the CRM, but they don't want to pay for Travel Joy. So I also suggest Notion because it's free. Canva, free. Travefy is paid one. Jotform free, Google's Forms free, and then these two are free except they have a paid version for that. But these are the tools that I use on a daily basis to kind of make life easier, right? When it's heavy booking season, I invest $15 for Travel Joy. When it's not, guess what I do? I use a Google Sheet. I use a Google Sheet and it says clients and it has their name and not their full name because I protect them, but their name and then the dates they're leaving. And then I put down how much commission I'm owed, when I'm owed the commission, did I get paid, has the client left, and I check it every day. I check it. So you can do that too. But you guys have to have all of your ducks in a row in order to be able to do this. So we can go over in another training what ducks you need to have in a row. All right. But you have to understand that this is all a process. This is all a simple, like step by step that needs to be done. Okay. I don't expect any of you to be perfect at this. I'm not even perfect at this. There's some times where I forget to follow up and I'm like, oh, snap, because life happens. But if we keep practicing giving out great customer service, it's going to come back to us. If we put our hearts into our quotes and our hearts into our business, that's when it starts coming back to you. And I've seen it happen. Okay. That's my favorite, one of my favorite things about being here with Archer and Evolution. One day I could be an amazing team builder, but that's not all I am. The next day I could be an amazing quote booker. I was going to call myself a booker, an amazing travel advisor. The next day I can be an amazing trainer, right? There's so many different possibilities here, but it's up to you to use those tools and to figure out how to master it. So, real life example of inquiry into income. Okay. This is actually a quote that I just did. So, I wanted to talk to you guys about it because they ended up booking with me. But look how crazy this is. I want to make sure that you guys know that you're not alone. I don't want you guys to feel alone in this process and like feel like you're drowning or like the inquiries are crazy. Like, we're going to go through one of them together because I want you to understand it happens to even people who have been here for 3 years. So, here's her job form. Okay. She originally wanted a cruise from January 1st to 10th. This is just a window of me booking. Are you flexible on your dates? And then how long is the trip? Okay. So somebody asked about my inquiry form. This is what it looks like. So they want 5 to 7 days within January 1st to the 10th. Got it. How many travelers? Two. Okay. How many kids? None. How many rooms do they need? That's not correct. I think she just meant two people because why would you need two rooms? But she really meant one. Balcony, Caribbean, Galveston. Do you need a rental car? No. Whoa, look at that budget. Total budget, 1,600. Crazy. Are you ready to secure? No. Red flag. What is your purpose of going? Leisure. Ugh, okay. That's no purpose to me. All right. Would you like to add travel insurance? Also red flag. Kindly provide any insurance regulations. Okay. All right. So when you guys get this first quote, what are you automatically thinking? Put it in the chat box. What is on your brain? Do you guys think that she's going to book with me? Do you think I should spend a lot of time on this? What do you think I should do? Now, I'm going to tell you something. This lady hit me up on my travel leaders profile because I'm a super agent on there. And then I told her, like, I can't see what you want in travel leaders. It just tells me I have an inquiry. So then I sent her my inquiry form because I didn't know what are you talking about, lady? So y'all about to be mind blown. Hold on. I'm going to open the comments and read them real quick. All right. So I love Notion. Okay. No, 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 no. She's shopping. Okay. No quick quote. Call her with more questions. Great, Jennifer. I love that. No. Hey, Penny. Penny said she's a looker, not a booker. That's her old training. You're right, girl. She's a looker, not a booker. Tell her for that budget, you can wait, it's you can oh there it goes. You can do X. But if she wants a trip, her budget needs to be higher. Oh, that's right. You're absolutely right. Okay. So I actually put a quote together for exactly this. And I sent it to her. And then I didn't hear anything for 2 days. So then I reached back out to her and look what she did. Watch this. She didn't say nothing. Okay. This is me checking on her. Nothing. And then look at this. Hey, can you work up a New Orleans Carnival cruise 7 day, maybe a suite for four with a balcony? What? What? I just did all of that work. You know what? I'm dedicated. Sure. What are the dates are you looking for? 4 dates, early January, same time. Okay, I'll get to work. This girl, let me explain something to you. And I'm showing you this for a reason because I want you guys to understand that this stuff can happen. Okay. This girl ended up, it was a process. We talked for several days. Okay. She asked me about Carnival Cruise and if I liked it. And I was like, not really, but it's okay. You can go if you want. Then I ended up doing, let's see, I can show it to you. This is what I ended up with. I'll go to my Canva because this is it right here. So Venture Ahoy. Oh, you know what? This is cruise book. Wait, just kidding. This is a different one. Ah, go back. Wait 1 second. I want to show you because I had to argue about this. Here it is, Fiesta at Sea. Okay, so it was a birthday cruise. It ended up being somebody's birthday, one of the four people that ended up going. So I had to redo the entire cruise. Not only did they do the dates for what was it? Oh no, this isn't it either. Dang, I didn't do too many quotes. No, that's not it. Nope. No, it has to be this one. Ha! Sorry, guys. I do like five quotes, like back to back to back. So this is it. Okay. So, new year, new adventure. Nope, that's not it either. Dang, y'all. This is depressing. Why am I doing so many quotes? Hold on. How did I got in here? I wanted to show you what she was doing. Maybe it's the new year, new quotes. Girls, oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Now we're good. Dang, I'm sorry. I did too many quotes. I get lost. All right. You do quotes? No, this is Canva. I do my quotes in Canva. Erin, listen, I did a whole training on this like 5 days ago. Listen, they are beautiful. They love these. They love these quotes. Okay. So, real quick. So this is it. Okay. She ended up booking this one right here. This was it. I had to send her like four different prices. Look how complicated this is. Okay. Four person in a balcony. I had to call for this one because like it wasn't showing up right. And then I had this one. And then, okay, this is what she ended up booking. This is what we went with. But she was pressing me. She was like, oh, but I like this one, but I like this one. And I also like that one. And like we were going back and forth, back and forth. But guys, surprisingly enough, she did end up booking. She absolutely did end up booking. And the reason I tell this story is because I want you to not lose hope. Okay. Just because somebody doesn't respond to you right away doesn't mean they don't want to book with you. It just means that we need to work with them a little bit to get the booking. Now, that two-person quote that she originally asked for turned into a four-person, like, I don't know, like a suite or something, wherever it is. This one right here. So she ended up doing this one because she wanted the big, massive room. And I put four people in that room. Isn't that crazy? But the reason why I explain it is because I just want you to be able to see that it's not the ending if people don't originally want to book with you. Okay. So, what to do when they ghost you? That's another one. We've all probably been ghosted before, right? So, that's what the importance of the follow up. So, I wanted to show you guys this example too. It took me 4 months, 10 different updates, and she finally booked a few weeks ago. Robin, let me tell you, she better give you a good referral. And I would also ask her for a review and a referral, make it worth your time, right? So I listen, it happens, it does. But those end up being loyal clients because they're going to remember that you worked so hard for them. So here's another example of I got ghosted and I was like, you're not ghosting me, lady. So I sent her the cruise. She didn't say nothing. Okay. And I was like, next day, hello, Keisha, I sent you a quote. If you have any questions, please let me know. Then what happens? Immediately, she didn't respond. I sent her initial text like, hey, I saw your inquiry. I'm going to respond to you within blah, blah, blah. No response. I sent this, no response. Then I was like, I don't get ghosted, ma'am. No. I sent another one. Hey, if you have any questions, okay, I'll review it again today. This weekend was busy. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. It's not that they don't want to book with you. They're just busy. So I can't have no, that's why I was like, no worries. I understand. Weekends can get hectic. I'm relating to her. Thanks for responding. Okay. Yeah, thanks. Finally. I was afraid I had the wrong number at first. Now I'm just going to make her kind of be like, come on, lady. And then, so take your time reviewing it and just let me know when you're ready. She booked it. She booked it. On Tuesday, I booked it. Okay. That I just want to tell you guys this because I don't want you to feel like I didn't get a response. All right. It took, see, she's always in contact with me, never ghosted, was always in touch. You definitely can feel if they're lookers or not. Yes. So ironically, Penny is my agent, and we've been through a lot, a lot of different bookings. And one of my trainings is lookers and bookers, and so that's how we identify them here. Whenever I talk to one of my agents, I'll be like, "Is it a looker or a booker?" Because like that's really what they are. Sometimes they just want to look, and it sounds funny, but it's true. And we have to determine if they're looking or if they actually want to book with us, right? So when they ghost you, what do? First of all, don't panic. Don't panic. Like I said, it doesn't mean they don't want to book with you. Ask directly. I have. Like when I get to closing out, I'm like, hey, are you still interested or you're not? Okay. They could be still interested. They might just be like, you maybe provided something that they didn't want. Okay. That's why it's important to qualify, like really qualify your clients. Then, of course, re engage. If you find another deal, if you find another perk, hey, I just want to let you know I found this in case you're interested. Right. And then offer something new if you have to. So I don't want you to think that every lead's going to close out. Sometimes you just have to kind of change the game up of what you normally do to be able to secure that booking. So, common mistakes to avoid talking or talking taking too long to respond. Clients book with the first agent who responds. A lot of you don't know this, but they're asking other agents. Can we talk about that? You're not probably the only agent they're talking to. They're going to go with the person that first responds. So even if you don't have anything, just respond. Just talk to them. Okay. Quoting without qualifying. Do not quote without properly qualifying them because you need to know everything that they want. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Your questions should automatically be asked in your inquiry for, but if you need to ask additional questions, please do, because it could really save you from a really bad quote to giving them exactly what they want. Also, being too formal or robotic. You see my personality, right? I hate talking to people. Oh, I'm the worst in public. I'm shy. But I don't let them know that. Okay. We got to we got to flip the switch. So we got to connect with these people. We have to get on the same level as these people. We got to talk the same as they do. Right. And then, of course, abandoning the follow up too soon. Most bookings happen after 3 to 5 contacts. Persistence pays off. Don't just let the quote go unless you've already asked a few times. They're not interested. Okay, fine. A lot of people in 2025 don't like to say I'm not interested, but you know what? We're going to talk about it. You just let me know. Don't, if you're not interested, then you're not interested. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean they're never going to book with you again, right? So don't abandon that follow up. Find out so you don't have to waste your time anymore, right? So last thing, guys, confidence is going to be your secret weapon. I don't think I press this enough. I know I feel like I talk about it a lot, but that was what changed it for me. When I became, well, I have a business, Travel with Dash, right? But when I became Travel with Dash, that's when the games started changing for me. That's when I started getting inquiries back to back because I made a presence and you all have that same opportunity. You all can be experts in what you want to be experts in. You just have to take the time to learn. That's it. Another thing, when you're telling people, when you're helping them with bookings, do not lead yourself as I sell travel. That's not what we do. We guide people through travel. We are advisors. We are advising them on the best way to travel, right? They need direction. They don't know about these resorts like we do. Not the you better book with me. We don't need that. Okay. And then lastly, I always talk about this. Always position yourself as what you have to offer. I'm not worried about other prices. I'm not worried about competing. I'm not worried about anything because I know what I offer. I know what I bring to the table as a travel advisor. And you need to set yourself the same. That's what sets you guys apart. We all have that possibility, but that's what keeps it above everyone else because I know. If they see me, Ash knows travel, they know that I know travel, right? And that's one of the best things that you can do as a travel advisor. So that's all I'm gonna talk about tonight. I feel like I've talked a lot, but of course, you guys always ask me, where's the recording posted? It's right there. Ash Knows Travel. I'll post it tonight. Have it uploaded for you guys. But let's have some questions. Let's talk strategy. If you have questions about what I've went over or anything in general, just let me know. And then now you guys have the blueprint. Okay, I've broken down the booking process, how to get the clients, how to schedule. I've broken down every part of this, even instant commission we went over this week on my YouTube channel if you need it. There's so many parts to it, and I just wanted to make sure you guys know exactly the steps to take for the blueprint. All right. So let me open the chat. Does anybody have questions? Oh, Jennifer, you know what? I got a booking from my just booked post. Jennifer said, also post what you're working on, even if it's not actual bookings. People don't know. You're exactly right. I put that carnival group booking I showed you that I picked the wrong one like 5 times. Yeah, as soon as I booked that, I posted it because it was so much work for me to talk to this lady. I was like, everybody's about to know I booked these people. And of course, I don't tell them who it is, but I'm like 4 day carnival cruise or four, whatever it is. Um, so I did that on purpose because as soon as they see that I'm booking, guess what? They want to book too. So use it. Even if you don't necessarily close out the quote, post the quote. Tell them about it. You're right. How many days after the 3 day nudge do you do a final call? Honestly, two or three, maybe. It really depends on the deal. A lot of those deals end very soon. And I will maybe go and check the price one more time. And if the deal still exists, I'm like, hey, today's the final day for that deal. You want to lock it in, or is there anything else you want me to look at? Something like that. Yeah. Jennifer says, I definitely agree that this is mindset. Once I change my mindset, I get nonstop inquiries. It like a lot of people don't know this. Um, Yeah, let me get my YouTube channel for you guys. A lot of people don't realize that's what it is. It's that mindset. We have a tendency as travel advisors to put ourselves in our own bubble, and we get lost in the sauce because there's too many trainings, there's too many this, there's too many that, and we don't ever get all of the ducks in a row. So before you attend a bunch of more trainings, sit down, organize your business, organize your quotes that you want to send out, and then go on, right? So, what are the best vendors to use? Depends on what you're booking. I primarily start with VAX for resorts and then maybe Pleasant Holidays, classic vacations, but then the cruise lines are individual. And then so hold on, Vanessa. Let me show you something real quick. I do. Um, you can't see with the box. Box. So, this is my YouTube channel. Here's that for you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Okay. And then um I have this one. If you guys need help with, where is it at? There's the rabbit sign for client authorization. Tomorrow I'm doing instant commission with Square tomorrow live. How to automate your post. Where's this one that I just did? Oh God. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I do a lot. There's turning lookers into bookers. We like that one. Here's the quote one. Somebody said, you make your quotes on PowerPoint? I got you. Make them beautifully in Canva. You can have Canva Pro or regular. Take that. And then what to do when somebody says it's cheaper somewhere else. Oh, that was an amazing training. And then here. So somebody asked me for vendors. Look, this is where I start. This is how I start with my cruises. Okay. Start with Agent Universe so I can see all the cruise lines. And then I go in and do like individually, the cruise vendors. So there's that. And then with the mock with resorts and stuff, I tend to just live in Vax. I live there. I will be doing a Vax booking soon, start to finish. That's probably on the future. So I'll be doing one of that, but I hope that helps you. All right. Real quick, somebody asked, how do you keep track of your trips? Honestly, I wish I could show you, but that would release all of my clients' information and YouTube will take that down. But I actually, right now, at the 2025 start, I've had a massive amount of bookings. My third year, it took, and it's like I hit IATIN my second year. So I still made roughly about $60,000 here in my second year. But this year, I've already hit my I-10, and I hit my I-10 back in March. So I'll let you guys figure that out. Why? Because as a third year travel advisor, all of my bookings are paying out significantly, right? I've been booking for over 2 years now. And when you start booking like that, you build up your trips. People take trips in different months, and it's great because you always have income coming in, right? So you definitely want to work with that. But to answer your question, Jennifer, I use a sheet, a Google sheet, and I list it client name, when their departure dates, how much they owe, have they paid it, and then I go in and highlight it. And then I go all the way to when is commission due, how much is the commission, and I do that for a reason. I don't rely on Archer Travel to track my commission. That's not their job. My job is to track my commission and to make sure I get paid, right? So that's how I do that. Yeah, Google Sheets. Oh, okay. Robin says she has a blank one to share. Cool. We appreciate that. All right. Irene, I just posted the second link, Irene, is the quote one. If you didn't get it, let me know. Yeah, no, honestly, I mean, they have Notion, which is CRM, but Notion, you have to really learn Notion. It can be really, really deep in the sauce. So if you want to kind of expert that, then yeah. But if not, just use your Google Sheet. As long as you have the order of when you're getting paid and when their payment is due, that's all you need, right? So, any other questions, guys? Anything I missed? Let me know. I'm here to help. If not, you guys can feel free to hop off. That's all I really got tonight. Next week, I'm taking a break for like evolution trainings, like at night. But yeah, of course. But I'll be on it next month. So you guys just look in Evolution Travel for my post. They get included in the corporate trainings. So you guys can see them there too. Okay. Of course. I hope this helped you guys all. Yes. Have a good night. Thank you all so much for attending. I really appreciate all the support. Yeah, of course. Yes. I'm gonna post it as soon as we get done. I just have to upload it to YouTube. Oh, hey guy, what's up? Hey, that's one of my agents too. Welcome. I miss you guys. Oh, where's your sheet? I didn't see it. As soon as I think you posted it, everyone wrote thank you. Oh, here it is. Let me open it. Oh, this is beautiful. Robin, did you make this yourself? Wow. Oh my gosh. I love this. I might have to change mine to this. Okay, so you guys see how this is a view only? File, make a copy, and then you can edit it. Okay, that is a nice sheet. Wow. I like that. That's beautiful, Robin. Girl, you need to do a training on this. I'll attend. I love that. All right. Well, other than that, I think we got a lot of good sauce here tonight, huh? I think we got a pass. So I will see you guys later on. I'm going live tomorrow to teach about instant travel. Who likes to do some instant travel? We do. All right, so let me finish out this YouTube real quick. If you guys are watching this, make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, make sure you comment below so I can help you. See you guys soon.